Welcome to the Wallerdog Gaming channel. How to play Go as a very beginner. The first thing we need to understand are the rules. It's a two-person game. There is pair Go. We'll cover that in a separate video. Two-person game. Black goes first. Each person plays one stone. Then we have white would play. And then it alternates between the two. Only one stone at a time. So that's the basic part of the game as far as how it's played to begin with. At the end of the game, the person with the most open territory wins. We'll show you a KGS video that shows a demonstration of what the end of the game looks like. In this case, it says black by 1.5, and that is counting the captured stones. You see here, black has captured 11 stones, white has captured 14 stones. Those stones reduce the opponent's points 1 stone per point. So what happens in a live game where you're person to person, you would take your captured stones and fill in your opponent's area. As you can see here, the stones are placed on the intersections of the board here. It's 19 by 19 or 19 lines by 19 lines. Place the stone on the intersection, not in the center, in the intersection. Of course, when you're playing online, it automatically places the stone on the nearest intersection that you've clicked. So you can see here, you're going to place a stone. In the KGS's case, it only shows the stone being placed on the intersection here, so there's no way to mistakenly put this stone anywhere but an intersection. You can play anywhere on the board with one exception, of course. In this particular case, white cannot play here because there are no open liberties. So when you're playing online, so for an example, black here is alive with its 2 eyes. We'll cover that in the next video about eyes. You can see here, white cannot play in this space because black has 2 eyes. Black's alive, so white can't commit suicide, right? So white can't go into a space that would take all 4 of his liberties away. So in the KGS, you can see here, these are legal moves. I can place my white stone anywhere over here, but I can't place my white stone here or here or here because it's not allowed, because it would be suicide. So let's talk about liberties. So this stone here has 4 liberties. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of like, think about like supply lines. He's got 4 supply lines. He is alive. See, that brings us the next rule, which is the capture rule. In order to capture a stone, you must remove all of the opponent's liberties. So, not in order of play, we're just showing it as a demonstration. Now black has 2 liberties. Now black has 1 liberty. In Japan, if you play live in Japan, a lot of times if a stone or a group of stones are about to be removed because it can be captured, they will say atari. And then the next move, if black decided to tanuki, which is to play off, white would simply go like this and take the stone, and then the stone gets placed in the capture. The prisoner is put in jail. That stone's been captured. Now, how can he avoid being captured? Well, when white plays that final stone there and says atari, black can extend 1. Now black has 1, 2, 3 liberties again, which means white would have to, again, to capture, surround that stone completely. The problem is when we start with actual play, and that black plays a stone and white plays a stone, and black plays and white plays and black plays and white plays and black plays, look at the board. So the problem here is each stone is worth, on the very beginning of the game, each stone is worth about 10 points. So when you're playing a handicap game and you have a 9 stone handicap against white, that means white has to reduce your territory by about 90 points to win. Yeah, that's okay. But be that as it may. So now white has decided to play here. And black says, okay, I'm going to take another big point on the board. So then white decides, now we've got, this is called a ladder. You'll see why, because white plays, black plays, white plays, black plays. You see the stairs of a ladder, see? And white now has to play here if he really wants to capture. And black can't really go anywhere. I mean, he can play here, but it won't do any good because then white goes here. Black tries to go here, but you can see black only has one liberty. White captures the stones. Like that. And we'll cover these different ideas of the ladder and things like that later. Right now I just want to make sure you have the basics. Capture rule like that, you see, you have to remove them of liberties. Something of note, if you think or you know that you're way behind in the game or even you're going to lose, it is an honorable thing to resign. You can say, I resign, or let's say the game is progressed and you know white and black. If you're actually in person, you'll see professional games because there's always stones that are captured in the game, right? So, and actually this would be this way around. So if you're watching a pro game on Paduk TV or something like that, and then, for example, it's black's next move, and he reaches inside his captured stone bowl and puts the stone on the board, that means he has resigned. He's given up. He says white has won the game. So that's what that means when you see that on the board. If that's a little confusing, that is a way to resign when you're playing in person. Of course, when you're on the computer, you just click that resign button and you confirm it, and then you've resigned. All right, we're going to briefly touch on Ko because Ko is also a thing. So here again, we said we had a group of stones. We have to think about this for a second because this goes both ways. Yes, here we go. All right. So in chess, if you play back and forth X number of times, the game becomes a draw because they played the same move over and over. So in Go, they've made what's called a Ko. It makes it so the game can't go on and won't be a draw. So in this case, black here has one liberty because these are not connected stones. When you're diagonal like this, they are not firmly connected. So white can play here because he captures this stone, giving him the one liberty. Now, black cannot play back again because that would be going back, forth. Cannot do that. So black must tanuki or play off somewhere else, or he must threaten white in such a way that white must respond. That's called a co-threat. So in this case, white says, oh, I don't think so. You're not going to play a big point on the board without me playing a big point on the board. I'm going to play here because this is a big point on the board. You don't have Ko this early in the game. There is no Ko this early in the game. Just letting you know, we'll cover that too. All right, so black then says, ha ha, I'm taking my stone back, buddy. This is my space, not yours. Now white says, I can't. Okay, then white is gonna play over here. And then black says, ho ho, you are not taking the biggest points on the board. I'm gonna take a point. And then white can now go back and take that stone back. See how that works? Isn't that sweet? And then he puts a stone in the prisoner pile. Well, black says, well, bull poo poo to you. I'm gonna do something funny. Ha ha ha. I know. I am gonna enclose your little turtle there. Actually, it's not a turtle. We'll enclose that and see what you do about that. And white says, oh, no. This is getting dangerous now. And then black says, aha, you answered my co-threat. I am going to take your stone and put your other stone in Atari. What do you think about that, buddy? So then white says, oh, that's kind of scary. I'm going to connect. And then black says, ha ha, I got you to play off. I am now going to, my group's getting a little weak here. Let me go ahead and connect. And then white says, yes, I can take the stone back. Just like that. What do you think of those apples, buddy? Ha ha. So this is how Ko is played, ladies and gentlemen. Just so you know, this is the way it works. All right, if you got any questions, don't forget to put them in the description below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well because we're going to be bringing you more videos like this. Neutral points. Dami, as they're called. Neutral points. We'll show you that in a video from KGS here shortly. If you're playing on a client like this, the client normally, if it's doing a good job, will be able to count the score without you having to fill in dami. But if you're actually playing on a board, you need to finish by playing all the open spaces, the empty spaces, makes it easier for counting on the end. So let's say if white has to go next, white can play here. This is a dami point. It's a neutral point. The score goes to nobody unless you're Chinese rules. We won't cover Chinese rules today. So white fills this point in. Black will fill in a point here. Black fills this one in. Of course, now white has to take that stone. And then it's black's turn again. So then black will fill in a open point. So this is an open point here. And white can fill in an open point. Let's say white plays here. And black is going to end up having to take these. And then white can play a open point here. Black connects. White plays. Black connects. Is that all? Or is that all the neutral points? So you notice that all along the board here, white and black. This is a neutral point. And then is there anything else for black to hit here? It looks like the answer is no. All right, so all the dami points are filled in. All right, now that you've seen how to play the dami, Komi. So you got black and white in an even game. Depending on the country and the rules that you play, black plays first. He has an advantage because they say each point on the board in the beginning and the opening is worth so many points. So some countries will give white 5.5 points, 6.5, maybe even up to 7.5 points. And it's to 0.5 so that way there is no chance of a draw at the end of the game. You cannot draw because it's 0.5 points. So black here has a Komi, or white, I'm sorry, has a Komi of whatever, 5 to 7.5 points, and then the play goes on and on and on. When you're playing Go Online, it randomizes who goes first in an even game, right? So you're like, okay, whoever goes first. Not a problem. In a live game between two people, one person will grab a bunch of stones in the bowl, and the other person will say either even or odd. I say odd. So then we open up the board, we say 2, 4, 5. It is odd, so the person that said odd, he gets to play black because he guessed correctly. Kind of like, a paper, scissors, rock kind of thing. Only go, one person picks up the bowl of stones and then the other person guesses how many. That's randomly fair enough. Even game, 5 to 7.5 Komi. Now if I'm a 6K and I'm playing a 5K, I will automatically be black because I'm the weaker player. That gives me an advantage by going first. However, in the uneven game of 1 rank difference, the Komi now will be 0.5 for white. So he has lost the advantage of having a big Komi because he's a stone stronger than me, so that means it's more even this way. Got that? All right. Next, in a handicap game, same thing. Whether it's, so if I'm playing, let's say I'm a 6K and I'm playing a 3K, well then I am gonna have but it's 3 corners. In this case, white will have a 0.5 Komi against me, but I've got 3 stone handicap because I'm 3 ranks lower than he is. So if you've seen my game against Cho Chikin 9P and Alexander Dinnerstein 3P, with Cho Chikin I had a 5 stone, 6 stone, 5, I forgot how many stone handicap. You tell me in the comments below, how many stone handicap did I have against Cho Chikin, the 9P professional from Korea, and how many stone handicap did I have against Alexander Dinnerstein, the 3P professional from Russia? And we will have more pro games coming up every month. I think that'll cover it for this video. On the next video, we will continue with how to play the game of Go for DDKs and beginners. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get the notification when that video comes out. Thank you all for watching, and may you have a great Wallerdog gaming day. Ow!